The story begins as we witness Queen Himiko of Japan trying to destroy her entire kingdom with her dark magic. To save the country, the generals rebelled against the queen, imprisoned her, and abandoned her on an isolated island where there was nothing but vast emptiness. Years later, Lord Richard Croft stumbled upon an old map that could reveal the location of the island where Himiko was abandoned. Richard left his daughter in London and set off to find Himiko himself. 7 years have passed since then, and now a grown-up Lara Croft was fighting in an MMA match. During the fight, her opponent was overpowering Lara and quickly caught her in a chokehold. Lara struggled for a long time, but eventually had to tap out. Since her father's disappearance, Lara had been barely making ends meet by doing odd jobs. One day, Lara's father's business partner, Anna, came to meet her. Anna told her that she didn't need to do all this for money, as her father had left a lot behind for her. But Lara didn't want her father's money. Richard had disappeared 7 years ago, so Anna told Lara, "Look, just sign the papers so we can declare Richard dead. Otherwise, all his property will be sold, and you won't get anything." That evening, Lara started thinking about her father. Before leaving, Richard had given Lara a necklace that belonged to Lara's mother. Richard had said that if you hold this necklace and remember someone, that person knows they're being remembered. The next day, Lara went to the Croft Holdings building to sign the papers declaring Richard dead. Before signing, the lawyer gave Lara one of Richard's puzzles named Kalakuri. Lara took the puzzle, and upon solving it, she found a hidden letter and a key. The letter read, "The first word of my last place." Lara immediately understood its meaning and went to her father's grave. She pressed the first letter of her father's name, R, on the grave, which revealed a keyhole. As soon as Lara inserted the key and turned it, a door opened on the other side of the grave, leading to Richard's secret office. There, Lara found some fake passports and an old video camera containing a message from Richard. Richard explained how, after his wife's death, he found a way to reunite with her in another world. That's why he had been working on Project Himiko. He wanted Lara to burn all the research on Project Himiko, because if it fell into the wrong hands, it would cause chaos. Lara also found a box labeled Himiko. Instead of burning them, Lara began to look at and read the items. She read about Himiko and Yamatai, the island where she was imprisoned. Lara discovered that Richard was heading to Yamatai and also found out about the captain who was supposed to take him there. Since Lara hadn't signed the death papers yet, she hadn't received her inheritance. So Lara sold her jade necklace, and with the money she got, she traveled to Hong Kong. Here, Lara was searching for the ship's captain when some boys snatched her bag under the guise of helping her. Lara tried to catch them by running across boats, but they got onto a moving boat. Lara chased them through the market and managed to reach their boat. As the boys disembarked, Lara managed to grab the one who had her bag. This boy now threatened Lara with a knife, but Lara swung across on a hook to the other side. Just then, she spotted the Endurance, the ship she was looking for. However, these boys were still chasing her, and after a while, they surrounded Lara. But then, the ship's captain, Lu Ren, fired a shot, immediately scaring the boys away. Lu also told Lara to leave immediately, but at this moment, Lu had drunk too much and in a drunken stupor, fell off the ship. Lara threw water on Lu to wake him up, and then, showing him her father's letter, began asking about Richard. But Lu explained, "My father's name is also Lu, and it's possible your father talked to my father. To be honest, my own father is missing too." Since both Lu and Lara's fathers had disappeared on the same trip, Lara told him that they were both going to Yamatai. Lara found some codes in her father's diary that indicated where they might have gone. Lu guessed that these codes represented clock hands, which Lara used to mark the island's location on the map. Lu immediately said that the island was in a very dangerous place and going there was not safe. And besides, he added, "I don't even care about my father." But then after a while, when he saw a childhood photo of himself with his father, he reconsidered. Lara, observing some items nearby, guessed, "You lost money gambling last night, didn't you?" Lara offered Lu a significant amount of money for help. Lu agreed, and then they both began their journey towards Yamatai Island. On the way, while reading her father's diary, Lara found an ancient Asian puzzle in Richard's belongings. She learned that Himiko was imprisoned behind a locked door, and Richard had found a way to open it. Reaching Himiko's tomb on that island was going to be very difficult, and they would have to face many challenges to get there. During this mission, Richard was being monitored by an organization called the Order of Trinity. This organization aims to control humans by using mystical powers. Richard feared what these people could do if they gained Himiko's power. One night, Lara woke up and saw a dangerous storm raging outside. She went to the bridge where Lu was struggling to control the ship. Lara saw that they were very close to Yamatai Island, but huge waves were repeatedly throwing the ship away. Lu told Lara to abandon the ship, but Lara went to her cabin to retrieve Richard's diary, leaving the old puzzle behind. Just then, The ship collided with a large rock, and Lara fell into the water. The storm separated Lou and Lara. Lara somehow managed to reach the shore and saw that there were other people on this island. Just then, someone knocked her unconscious. The next day, Lara woke up to find herself in a tent with a man named Matthias Vogel. Matthias told Lara, "I also have a daughter just like you." Matthias explained that he couldn't leave the island and go back home until his work was finished. When Lara checked her bag, Matthias told her, "Richard's diary is with me now, and I have everything I need." Matthias then added, "We captured your father. He didn't listen to us, so we were forced to kill him." Hearing this, Lara's heart sank, realizing her father was no longer alive. When Lara went outside, she saw some workers trying to collapse a mountain with bomb blasts. As Lara was being taken captive, she saw that Lou had also been imprisoned, and they were forcing him to work. Then Matthias gave orders for everyone to move somewhere else. On the way, Lou told Lara that most of the workers here were either fishermen whose ships had sunk, bringing them here, or people who had fallen into the smuggler's trap. Lara told him that Matthias had killed her father, and soon Lou learned from the other workers that his father had also been killed. Lara apologized to Lou for bringing him to such a dangerous place. Using Richard's diary, Matthias found the entrance to Himiko's tomb, and all the workers, including Lara and Lou, began clearing the path to this entrance. Suddenly, an old man fell due to weakness, but a guard said, "Get up, old man, and work. Understood?" Just then, Lara and Lou stood up for the old man and confronted the guard, but Matthias came from behind and shot the old man. Lou threw a pickaxe at the guard to give Lara a chance to escape. As Lara ran, a man was ready to shoot her, but Lou attacked him at the last moment, saving Lara. Lou also ran after her, seeing an opportunity, but Matthias shot him in the arm. Lara reached a hill and tried to cross it by climbing on a fallen tree, but due to gunfire, she fell into the river. Lara was trying to get out of the river, and as she reached the waterfall, Lara grabbed the wing of a crashed airplane and somehow climbed onto it. But unfortunately, due to her weight, the dilapidated plane began to break. Lara quickly ran towards the main part of the plane, and before the wing broke, Lara somehow jumped into the plane's body. But now the entire plane began to break apart and got stuck between two hills. Luckily, Lara found an old parachute there, and as she fell, she opened the parachute. Lara somehow managed to crash land in the jungle, during which a sharp tree branch pierced her stomach. Screaming in pain, Lara pulled the wood out and then decided to spend the night in a nearby cave. While sleeping, she heard some noise and went outside. Suddenly, one of Matthias's men, Rocket, grabbed her. Lara bit his arm to escape. Lara tried to fight him with all her might, but Rocket once again picked her up and slammed her to the ground, after which he tried to choke her. During this, Lara picked up a stone and struck him on the head. After this, Lara held him down and forced his face into the mud so he couldn't breathe, and in a short time, Rocket died. Lara was still in shock that she had taken a life when her eyes fell on a person in the dark, and Lara, without thinking, started chasing him. She saw this man climbing a hill. When she got closer, she saw that it was none other than her father, Richard. Richard thought it was just his imagination. How could his daughter be here? But Lara assured Richard that she was truly there. Seeing her, Richard's eyes filled with tears, and he asked, "What are you doing here?" Lara was injured, so Richard bandaged her wounds and told her to rest, promising that this time he would never leave her alone. The next day, all the workers cleared the path to Himiko's tomb, after which Matthias made a phone call. Lara woke up in the morning and saw Richard shaving, which Lara helped him with. Richard explained that leaving Lara was very difficult for him, but because of Himiko, he couldn't leave this island. He revealed that Matthias works for the same Trinity organization, and Richard had to stop him from reaching Himiko at all costs. Richard asked Lara if she had burned all his research, but Lara told him she hadn't. Hearing this, Richard became very agitated, but Lara argued that if she had done so, she would never have found her father. When Richard found out that his diary was with Matthias, he became extremely angry, but Lara didn't care about any of this. Richard, however, said that this was no joke. If Himiko's tomb were opened, the whole world could be destroyed. Lara decided that they could only escape by using Matthias's phone because fighting so many soldiers alone was beyond their capabilities. She picked up the nearby bow and arrows and ran towards Matthias's camp. Lara somehow managed to sneak into Matthias's tent, but after a while he also came there, forcing Lara to hide. Matthias received a message on his phone that his boss would arrive soon, but Matthias still hadn't found the codes to open the entrance. Lara exited the tent and saw Lou. She killed the guard who was watching the workers and then told all the workers to gather weapons while she tried to steal Matthias's phone. As soon as Matthias left the tent, Lara rushed towards the tent to steal the satellite phone, which she succeeded in getting. But then she saw Richard heading toward the tomb. Matthias quickly saw Richard and then caught him and began to torture him. Matthias wanted to finish this work quickly and return to his family, but Richard said, "Once this tomb is opened, your family won't survive." Realizing that Richard wouldn't tell him the truth, Matthias told the guard to shoot Richard, but before the guard could fire, Lara shot the guard. Now she aimed at Matthias. However, Matthias already had his gun pointed at Richard. Matthias knew that Lara didn't believe in the world ending, so he wanted Lara to somehow persuade her father to open the tomb. After much thought, Lara decided that after all this time, she had found her father and she wouldn't let anything happen to him. Lara said, "I know how to open the tomb," exactly as she had solved the old puzzle when she arrived here. Lara turned the wheels on the door in the same way, and the entrance door broke and fell. Lara, Richard, Matthias, and his entire team now entered. As they entered, a strong gust of wind came, which Richard believed were Himiko's breaths, but Matthias said that one person's breath couldn't be that strong. Just then, Lara accidentally stepped on a trigger, after which a spear emerged from the ground, killing a guard. After this, they reached a deep chasm of bones, where people's bones lay after their deaths. To go to the other side, they used a ladder. Suddenly, a guard accidentally stepped on a trigger, causing the round doors there to suddenly close, and all of them were now trapped inside. At the same time, the entire floor began to break. Then Lara saw that a guard was left outside, watching them through the keyhole. Lara used the wheels on the walls like a key to try and open the door. But just then, the floor where Lara was standing also broke, after which Lara somehow hung from the door. Lara was still trying with all her might to open the door, but it wouldn't open. Then Lara remembered the puzzle from the entrance door and realized that to open this door, the yellow and red wheels would have to be combined to form a green wheel. And now, as soon as the green light appeared, the door opened. As soon as the door opened, they saw broken tombs. These were actually the tombs of Himiko's handmaidens. They had not stopped serving Himiko even after death. All of this was exactly as Richard had written in his diary. Seeing this, Lara wondered if the curse was true. Now they finally reached Himiko's tomb. Richard tried to explain to Matthias that opening the tomb would be a huge mistake, but Matthias didn't listen to him at all. The guards opened Himiko's coffin, and Himiko's dead body lay inside. Suddenly, Himiko opened her eyes and her body immediately began to decay. Lara saw that Himiko was not depicted in a monstrous form in the tomb's paintings. Then Lara remembered the earlier puzzle that stated Himiko must die to regain life, and anyone who touched Himiko's hand would die instantly. Lara stopped the guards from touching Himiko. Now Lara understood that Himiko had sacrificed herself to save the world, but the guards didn't listen to her, and as soon as they touched the body, Himiko stood up. Matthias thought it might be a trick to scare them, but a guard who had touched Himiko's body saw his hands turn black and his flesh decay. This revealed that Himiko's body contained a dangerous virus, and Himiko had kept herself confined so that this disease would not spread to anyone else. The guard's entire body began to decay, and in fear he fired shots, killing the other guard who had touched the body. Then Matthias shot him too. Even after seeing all this, Matthias decided to take one of Himiko's fingers to his boss. As he was doing all this, Lara picked up an axe and attacked the last guard. At the same time, Richard picked up the dead guard's gun and shot Matthias in the leg. The injured guard chased Lara as she ran outside. Matthias told Richard to go home, but Richard would not let Himiko She remembered her parents. If you liked the video,